All right, hey, I'm Cameron with Cobra. We're going to show you a little bit about what we do here at Cobra in Yorba Linda. We make everything in-house. We do everything here. We do all of our R&D, all of our packaging, all the manufacturing is done right here. And we're going to show you how we make a lot of this stuff today. This is one of our tube cutting machines. It cuts perfect parts every time, and when they come off, they've already been deburred and chamfered. These pieces are ready to work. What the laser allows us to do is cut every part, and again, it's precision manufacturing. So we're looking at backrest inserts here. It cuts the pieces out, but it also cuts the holes in it, so you don't have to drill the holes in another process. And the machine calculates the sheet of metal, so you get the most yield per sheet. And then they get polished and formed and then plated or painted. Makes us kind of different than a lot of other companies, especially in Southern California, is we can manufacture our own tooling. We've got the talent through our engineers and R&D guys that we make all of our own stuff. So any of the pipes that have different shapes or need different shapes, we go ahead and make the tooling to get that done. These are 3 of our robotic welders, and the speed of the welder is really limited by how quickly each operator can load the machine in the fixtures, because the welder will be done before he is, and the table will spin around. We'll start welding on the next process on this side. Then we still do some hand welding with some of our older exhausts, for some of our metric exhausts, but everything is eventually going to be converted over to being robotically welded. Even our fishtail tips are robotically welded here. A lot of companies have to send out for these. We make the tooling to form it ourselves, and then we do the welding ourselves, so it's ready to be polished. The key for robotic welding is in the fixturing. So your fixtures have to be so precise so that you put everything in the same place, same time, because the robot's going to come in and weld it in the same way. So this is one of our development bikes, and you can see it's got our air intake and our 2-into-1 turnout exhaust, which is really great, and it's done well in the marketplace. And we even have the large rack on the back, which is much bigger than the standard rack. It's almost 18 inches wide as opposed to the 13 for the standard rack. So this is one of our Milwaukee 8 motor baggers that we use for development. And on this one we've got our air intake and our head pipes with our power chamber in there. And then it's got a version of our neighbor hater mufflers with our dual cut tips on the end. So this not only looks great but sounds great. So this is one of our large detachable racks. It's really a pull pin mechanism. This thing comes up, pops right off. Then we have another version that's just as cool, and it's called our flat rack. It's flat the whole way. It doesn't have a kick up. So if it's for riders with those large tactical bags, it's a way to really get it on and cinch your load down so you don't have to worry about that kick up. And again, like the other rack, it's quick detachable. Comes up, pops off, goes on, you're ready to go. So all of our aluminum products are made in this area on the CNC machines. Whether they're tips or pieces made for assembly, whatever it is, it all happens right here. These are actually our dual cut tips that we're making in-house. We try to do everything we can in-house because we can control the quality of that. So a lot of the bushings, a lot of the washers, all that stuff, we try to do it all here. These are all the different cores for the different exhausts. It's a typical neighbor hater core, you know, with the bell tip. So you see that bell on the neighbor hater, the tip is part of the core. It's all robotically welded together. Just beautiful weld. One of the things on our 909 4-inch mufflers, it's unique in that there's no screws on the outside. And a lot of people wonder how we do that. Everybody else, you have a screw on the outside to hold the tip on. But we put a ring on the inside, welded in place, And then bolt the tip through here, the core in through here. Gives it a great look. And again, that's because we manufacture everything in-house. We can build the tooling to make this happen. You know, we saw the big swedge machines. That's how we do this. We swedge not just the front, but the belt and then this curve spot. That's something we do in-house. We make to order, so we really don't have a lot of product left here. We make it and it gets shipped out to the distributors right away. That way the dealers get it quickly, the customers get it quickly. So all the stuff that you see going through the plant at any one time is stuff that's going to be shipped out here. Once it's on the table, it's going to be shipped out probably tomorrow or the next day at the latest. So it moves through pretty quickly. We built this building to manufacture motorcycle parts. It wasn't a building that we moved into and adapted. We built it from the ground up to do this. We moved in 2002, and if you look around the building, it looks like we just moved in. Everything is clean, bright, white. The employees take great pride in our facility here. We do our best to keep it clean and everybody working safely as well. During this time of coronavirus, everybody is masked up. We do our best to make sure that there's social distancing practices throughout the facility. People wonder how we get all these bends in this thing. Well, we use mandrel benders that kind of put all the right angles, all the stuff. Once it's gone through R&D, makes it real simple. And again, every part is identical, so they all fit. It's one of the things all the dealers always tell us. We love working with Cobra because we know when we get a product, it's going to fit without any hassles. We don't have to use a hammer to get it on.